told you that a simple pack of colored pencils in a journal could bring healing to someone affected by cancer? It's kind of a crazy thought, right? Well, when I was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 13, I felt powerless and terrified and angry. Cancer stripped away any pretense or any illusion that I had ultimate control over my life. And in a time in my life where I needed support and help, I found myself alone in a sterilized hospital bed, cut off from the rest of the world. And so what did I do to cope? I stopped eating. If I couldn't control my life, I could at least control my weight. And it wasn't until my doctor threatened me with a feeding tube and said that if you don't start eating, you're gonna die, that I realized that I probably needed to find a better way to cope with what I was dealing with. But thankfully, I found the arts. Music, writing, and the visual arts helped give me a safe place to grieve, helped remind my heart of the hope I have in Christ, and helped me find meaning in my experiences. Now, thanks to 2.5 years of chemotherapy, I've been cancer-free for 14 years. Thank you. But I found my inner emotional and spiritual journey was even more difficult and treacherous than chemotherapy. And my experience is not unique. We all know that our physical well-being is closely linked to our emotional and spiritual well-being. And how many of us are equipped to deal with the level of suffering that a cancer diagnosis can bring? So I had this crazy thought: what if we equipped patients and family members with tools that they need to navigate the inner emotional and spiritual journey of cancer right alongside their chemotherapy and radiation treatment? So a few years ago, I volunteered to go back into that sterile hospital space and volunteer my time to begin singing for cancer patients. And the response has been absolutely incredible. You may not know, but there are higher rates of PTSD and suicide among cancer survivors than among combat veterans. I sang for a patient once who said that before I came in to sing for her, she was trying to think of a way to kill herself. But after I sang for her, she felt like she had hope again. There's another patient I sang for. She had experienced a stroke a few weeks previous as a result of some of her chemotherapy treatments, and she'd been completely nonverbal since. And when I went in, her daughter told me that her favorite song was Amazing Grace. And so I closed my eyes and began to sing, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. And suddenly, I heard another voice. And it was this patient's. And I looked up and her daughter was crying because she hadn't heard her mother's voice in 3 weeks. And her mother sang all 4 verses of Amazing Grace with me. And even when I left the room, she didn't stop singing, and that music was a path back to speech for her. Isn't that awesome? There's so many stories like that, but then so many more stories of patients that I didn't have the time to reach. So last year, I decided to start an organization called Hearts Need Art to equip other professional artists to go in and provide these healing art experiences for patients. Our mission is to promote emotional and spiritual well-being among those affected by cancer and other illness through the creative arts. Among our artists are our own Amy and Sophie DeYoung. They're actually singing and playing ukulele next week at the hospital. And even Ashley Villalobos, she comes and teaches Zentangle art classes for us, which has been shown to lower stress and anxiety in patients. And I want to show you a picture of something one of one of the family members of a patient drew. And the instructions during this art class was very simple. They were given a journal and colored pencils, and they were told to draw how you feel. Her mother had been diagnosed with cancer earlier in the week, and she came up to me afterward to thank me for giving the space for this. And this isn't a fantastic work of art that you're gonna see in the Louvre, but for her, this was a really healing experience. You could see in the top, she wrote her anger and frustration at her mother's diagnosis. But then as she was writing, she was reminded of her faith, and that her faith was gonna see her through, and that she was not alone in this experience. You may not have been affected by cancer yet, but unfortunately the statistics are 1 in 3 of us will be. And I want you to ask yourself, what kind of resources do you want available to you and your loved ones if they hear the words, you have cancer? And we need help to sustain these programs, and I'm so thankful to be part of a church that is committed to serving. And so we're going to be sponsoring an art supply drive right here at Rockhills to provide these healing tools to our patients. In your bulletin, you can look in there. There's a list of art supplies that we use on a regular basis. There's also a link to our website where you can see our Amazon wish list of all the supplies that we need to run our programs. And we'll be collecting next week, and you can bring stuff anytime because, I mean, I'm here all the time. So we really appreciate those. We also need this work bathed in prayer. I can't change anyone's hearts. I can't make these miracles happen. Only the Holy Spirit can do that. And if you have a burden to pray for this ministry, see me afterwards so I can put you on our prayer list. And finally, we need regular financial support. We provide these services free of charge to our patients and families, but they are not free. If this work resonates with you at all, please come and see me afterward about how you can become a champion of arts and medicine, and how you can partner with us to help create peace in the storm of cancer. Thank you.